Elon Musk says that money is to become irrelevant by 2035. I heard a clip on YouTube where Musk is talking about how money is going to become totally irrelevant because AI robotics are going to create super abundance. So I asked Grok to tell me, where is this all coming from? Why did I ask Grok? Well, Grok is Elon Musk's AI. It is behind Twitter and X and a number of other things that he's doing. So I figured, what better than to ask Elon Musk's own AI, since he's its creator, and ask it to tattletale on its creator. So as it turns out, Grok told me that that quote actually comes from Fox Business, where Elon Musk was being reported on because he was at the US Saudi investment big conference on AI and AI data centers and what's going to happen with robotics in business. And that was his direct quote. He thinks it's actually going to create a superabundance for humanity. Well, at least according to Grok, it says 80% chance. The other 20% chance is that society collapses. I've been studying AI for over 2 years, and I'm looking at the implications. AI is now the number one influencer, if you will, in the stock market. It's the number one influencer in business. It's the number one influencer in how we search for things online. It's really, in just a few short years, become sort of omnipresent, but also kind of the dark cloud over a lot of the economy, because if AI fails, the economy is going to fail. That's why when I heard Elon Musk say this, I was like, hold on a second. So I did a whole bunch more research and listened to a whole lot more podcasts. And it's generally two classes of people: the techno optimists, the folks out there that are running the big AI companies, that are doing the big finance, that want to build the big AI data centers, the politicians who want to get all that productivity in their district or their company, or want to get a piece of that money themselves. They're all really pushing this big optimistic idea that we're going to have super abundance, that AI is going to be just milk and honey for everybody on the planet. Super high income is what he's looking for now, Elon Musk. And so this utopia, this techno optimism, is being sold to us as a way to get us to buy into the whole program and not resist it. So Elon Musk says that money is going to be irrelevant by 2035. Why? Well, the reason is because AI is going to take your jobs. AI is going to take like up to 50 million jobs in the next 10 to 15 years. And there's going to be massive unemployment. So they're going to have to find a way to make money irrelevant. In other words, money's got to come off the table, because there won't be money for the average person. The average person won't have the job. The average person is going to be dealing with a job where they're subject to AI reviewing everything they do, or they're not going to be able to make enough money because all the money's floating to the top. Whoever owns the robotic companies, whoever owns all of the different data centers and all this, that's where the money's going to go. So they have to find a way to say money's going to become irrelevant and not important to you. Don't look over here. These are not the robots you're looking for, right? So they have to do that in order to get you to buy into the idea that they're going to go do this to you, do this to us, do this to the economy. It's going to shred the economy. It's going to shred your 401k, your retirement, and it's really going to shred the United States as we know it, and the modern world mostly. So that's why they're doing this, and they really want power and control. So what does it need if money is irrelevant, and what are we going to use instead? Well, that's a great question. So far, they haven't told us what their plan for your pocketbook and my pocketbook is. They haven't decided to let us know yet what our future looks like financially. They're planning it, but they're not telling us. So if money becomes irrelevant, what are we going to use? Probably some sort of digital credit, or maybe some sort of cryptocurrency, or a combination of some sort of a secured token of some kind, where they replace dollars for US dollars digital or something. I don't know the answer to that. Certainly there's a lot of options out there. And the real question in that case is two. First, what do they do with the money you have in the bank? Does that just change somehow? Are they going to change all of banking and put it all on AI? And the second thing is, what about your income? Where will you get a paycheck? How will you get a paycheck? Will you get a coupon for 1,000 credits this month? What will that look like? What will that do to the economy? Nobody is telling us anything about this. And the uncertainties are so dramatic that the techno optimism sounds all wonderful, but the reality is, oh God, you're kidding. And I think that's something we have to face now before it goes too far down the track and we can't control it anymore or pull it back. So let me be clear. I don't believe that money is going to become irrelevant. I'm not falling for it. But let's assume Elon Musk is right and that they push it through and somehow money becomes irrelevant. The question is, how will it become irrelevant? Their idea is that they're going to give us credits or tokens or something else because we won't really have a job, or that our jobs will become so less valuable because AI is doing most of it, or AI is doing all of it, so that we're really just sitting around, as he said, planting gardens or painting or doing fun things that we like as though we're children. I'm not sure what their intention for us is, but I guarantee it's not what you and I would pick for our lives. I like working. You probably like the work you do, or at least you would if you were paid properly. And if you're going to get paid half of that and half of that again with tokens and not cash, and you're radically limited in how you can spend it, that's really going to be a problem, isn't it? And I think we have to think about that now before it's too late. I'm not sure how they're planning on making this all happen. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know how it could even be possible to take the money you have in the bank and turn it into some sort of credit thing. Whatever it is, I think it's going to be a lot worse than we think it is or than it could be. I think we're looking at a big black hole where all the value and assets that we have as people is going to get sucked into it to help feed the machine, right? This is almost like the Matrix where they're using human bodies, in other words, your life metaphorically, to feed the machine and feed their wealth and their power and their glory. And I think we have to figure out, what do we want it to look like, right? What do we want life to look like? What do we think money is about? How could we make money work more for all of us instead of just a few very wealthy people? In fact, if you've ever played the game of Monopoly, you know what happens at the end of the game. 8 people start the game, 7 are bankrupt, 1 person is fabulously wealthy and owns everything. And now play that through a couple of generations where the person who won the last game gets to keep all the money and start that much money in the new game. That's what's happening with AI. There's this upward spiral where this funneling of all this money is going to happen out of your bank account, out of your wealth, out of your productivity, out of your company, out of your job, and your children's future. And they're going to raise the taxes to cover it, and they're going to make you pay for it and your kids pay for it. And I think that's just unconscionable and crazy. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what it looks like, but I'm slightly terrified, and maybe you should be too. So what are we going to do if money becomes irrelevant? Well, that's part of the reason I built this channel, was to provide you with ideas, insights, up-to-date information, new ways of looking at things, to better arm you and prepare you for what's coming, and also to help you on the inside become more resilient, more valuable, more peaceful, more happy, more proactive, and more capable in your life to create the life you want. Now, I think there's a bit of a conflict here, and this is what it is, that AI and this techno-optimism world that they want to create is in opposition to your freedom, to your ability to manifest what you want, to create the life you want, and to get fairly paid for the work that you want to do. And I think there's a conflict that's being set up by these people who want to suck up all the money and all the power. That's why this channel is here, so we can help talk about these issues, kicking around, understand what's going on, look at the possibilities. I'm personally really quite concerned about, I'm not terrified. I'm somewhere in between concerned and terrified about what's happening. And I don't have the visibility that these, billionaires have, and maybe you don't either, but I'm really concerned about what they're doing and what it's going to mean for us. And remember this in economics. If you're going to put money in one thing, it means you're not putting it in other things. So the money that's going to go into building these giant AI data centers, using all these tools and systems, automating everything out there, is the vast majority of the capital. When instead, there are so many different ways we can improve society and improve the wealth of our country and our communities and our families if the money weren't going into AI. What can we do? What are some good ideas about what we can do in the face of this? Well, one is to stay informed, right? And I'm going to keep making videos for you on this. The second thing is to decide where you want to go with your life, and then to empower yourself to go that direction and to be more enabled, to have more agency in your life, right? To use the tools and systems and ideas that we're proposing that we share with you, and to be able to say, I'm going to be a stronger person. I'm going to calm things out. I'm going to clean things out. I'm going to, even if it means cleaning up your garage so there's less overhead in your world, getting rid of all those things that distract you, focusing more on your family, focusing more on the people that you love, focusing more time on your friendships, working out and becoming healthier, because I think AI is going to really hurt healthcare as well, because the money is going to go to AI and be pulled out of healthcare. So all these things that you can do to improve yourself, to, as Ken Rober says, to, wake up, clean up, show up, and then step up into the world to be a better person for your community, for your family, for your friends. That we need to knit together our social fabric with each other and realize that it's up to us to take care of ourselves and each other. And that by doing so, we're going to create the kind of future we want. So that's what I'm doing. And I hope you'll join me in doing that.